Clean water is vital for a community to sustain life and live in safety. Only 3% of the world's water is fresh, and only 1% of that water is in a place and form that is usable, which means for nearly 1 billion people living in impoverished regions, access to clean water is a matter of life and death. Olivia knows this firsthand. She spent years gathering water from the local rivers and streams. Unfortunately for Olivia and her family, the unclean water took its toll on Anja, Olivia's baby sister.
The well water is really important for me and my family because we don't have any money to buy the water, and it keeps us all healthy. This water really changed our lives because it was the water from the river that killed my sister.
We believe that together with our friends and partners, we have the ability to help transform and even save lives by supplying water wells.
I thank the people who gave us as well, and I thank the Lord also.
We have established a water well in the middle of this village called Nzeva, and it's a place that's very isolated. As you can see, we had to walk on the train tracks half an hour to get here. It's got no infrastructure, and normally they had been going to the rice fields to get polluted drinking water. 400 people now have clean, fresh drinking water for the first time in their life.
I'm certain God hears my prayers. I thank God, and I thank you.
Without our partners, who are literally all over the world, we couldn't dig a well out in the middle of nowhere. It just wouldn't be possible.
Well, as you travel the world, obviously you start to see all the need. And, I mean, we've seen people that walk all day just to get water, just to cook their food. And sanitation is horrible, you know, in many parts of the world. Just looked at a stat today that over 2.2 million people die every year from waterborne illnesses. It becomes very evident very quickly that, wow, let's start here, which then gives them the chance to get out of poverty, have jobs, not be sick, go to school.
The fact of walking to get water takes such a huge chunk of time that it's usually the girls who often can't go to school because of it. They're often in difficult situations where their lives are in peril. I've heard stories of girls who were sexually abused walking on their own to get water.
The story that just comes up in me the most is Tanzania. We went into, I mean, just the absolute middle of nowhere in Tanzania. And this was one of those cases where they were walking half a day to get dirty water, diseased water, another half a day to come back. So we went in there and we did these wells with solar pumps and, you know, a pretty elaborate deal. And at the time we went in there was very little Christian activity. Now, I've just heard in the last few months that there's actually churches in every one of these locations with hundreds of people attending. And so, you know, don't feel like, oh gosh, I can never build a well because that costs whatever. We put yours with somebody else's and we get enough to go dig that well, and together we all get to make a huge difference in a community. And so, you know, you can walk away feeling really, really proud and really, really satisfied that that check that you've sent in is actually going to make a difference fairly quickly.